my camera straight. I know I'm coming on here going live a lot, a lot. But there goes the African American Museum, y'all. It looks like a little, it looks like like a boat or a spaceship or something like that. But anyway, I'm on my 10K stop walk, so I thought I'd walk past some of the museums in DC while I do this stepping. But first, thank you for joining the replay, the live stream. My name is Empress. This is TIEbyKidist. I am on this 100-pound weight release, and right now I'm going through an education process. I'm gonna sit down for a second before I continue to walk because I took some notes, y'all. I took some notes. I'm right by there goes the monument for all those who want to see what DC look like. It's very pretty right here. But anyway, I took some notes on, and it was for me. And so I said, let me share it because one of the things that I'm learning during this whole process is I have to re-educate myself because I'm very ignorant. I was always very ignorant when it comes to people who had weight problems. I was not very compassionate. I was not very empathetic because I just didn't get it. I didn't have a clue. And so with that being said, I'm doing a lot of research and re-educating myself, as I said. And so during the day when I'm at work, I'm listening to different types of doctors and YouTubers who have gone on this journey and that are that have results or trained in this matter. So I have like 4 pages of notes that I've taken today, like both sides and inside. So with that, when I was trying to understand addiction, because I remember in my skinny girl days, which were not that long ago, like 5 years ago, when I would hear people who had weight issues, whether I was watching shows like the 600 pound, my 600 pounds or something like that, I was just like, did not get it. When they was like, oh, food is an addiction, it's an addiction, it's like crack. And I was like, I don't get that. But the more I've been studying, the more I get that it really does affect your body. Your body does this whole metamorphosis when it becomes addicted and it craves food. I remember being pregnant and I had cravings and I just associated that with being pregnant. But you're gaining weight, your body's going through these changes and you start having food cravings and things like that. And it's almost the same thing when you become overweight because I realized I had adjusted my palate to crave sugary food. And I don't mean just like sweets like cakes and candy because that's not my thing, but like starches, potatoes. Every day I was like, I need some French fries. I was getting French fries, no matter what time of the day, midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That was my to-go do, was French fries. So one of the first things that I had to do, and that I am doing, it's just admitting to myself that I was ignorant to what food addiction was and that I am a food addict. That sounds so crazy. And to me, food addiction is a lot worse. Not a lot worse, no, I take that back. But it's a different kind of special than alcohol addiction, cigarette addiction, cocaine addiction. Because with all those addictions, you can cut them completely out your life and be done with it. You can go cold turkey and just fight, trying to overcome whatever symptoms you may get from it. The mosquitoes are out, y'all. But with the food addiction, as you all know, food has this double-edged sword. It's either going to bless you or it's going to hurt you. It's like, okay, I'm addicted to food, so I still got to make a meal today. It's just the choices that you make. And then you're eating this stuff that you're just like, and I really don't want. Like I don't know, broccoli, asparagus, whatever. But your body's craving the potatoes, the rice, the pasta because it's that sugar in it. And then you're thinking, well, I'll just eat me a little bit of pasta, but not understanding that that pasta is turning into sugar and your body's retaining it. I'm gonna have to move. The mosquitoes are like treacherous over here. But that was one of the things that I had to really educate myself on. It's like, what is food addiction and what is it like to be a food addict, and admit to myself that I am. And then just almost like um, they tell you when you're going on this journey, you can't surround yourself. Like if you're a drug addict or alcoholic, you can't hang out with those people that you went to the bar with. I even have to make choices with certain friends and associates where, that was our thing, was going out to restaurants and um, going to different happy hours to get the food. We either have to do different types of uh, events, or I'm just going to have to not participate. I can't. I have to decline the invite because those are the type of things that I need to stay clear of. So that was also something I realized that was very similar to addiction in other areas, is you have to disassociate yourself with people who help promote the bad behavior. I don't care if they're skinny, fat, small, tall, short, young, your children, your mom, whoever. If they are enabling you, you have to cut them out. And I was like, whoa, this thing is really deep. I wasn't expecting it to be that deep. And so one of the things that that I have always done, but now I'm seeing with the food addiction, they say you have to do a detox, almost like you do with drugs. I was so tired of listening to all these people talking about food and drugs, like food is a sin. I was like, kiss my behind, but I kind of get it. Oh my goodness. Between the tourists and the bugs, they're both annoying. But I kind of get it. So one of the things they were saying is you have to kind of do it cold turkey. So one of the things I've always done a fast. I fast a few times a year. I do like a dry fast during Ramadan, and I do the winter solstice fast, and I do a summer solstice fast. So with the two solstice fasts, I normally do straight juicing, and that's like a whole process. I think that's like 3 weeks of like fasting. So the dry fast, I think most people who know about Ramadan understand. Nothing touches your mouth between the hours of the first prayer and the fourth prayer. The fourth prayer, you break your fast, and then you can eat after that. During that dry fast, I tend to try to stay with healthy things and focus on eating a good salad when I break my fast and drinking water. And then with the winter solstice fast, um, it's a whole process. If you're a meat eater, you got to eventually cut out all the meat. You have to cut off all the pasta. You have to cut out all of the carbs, and then eventually you have to go switch your food into like raw foods. So it's so many days of doing each process. And then once you do the raw foods, then you have so many days of juicing. Then there's different juice recipes that you do. Like you'll have like one day when you might do the reds, and then you have one day when you do the oranges, and it's like the different things. So the oranges would be like carrots, Swiss chard, um, peppers, the different orange vegetables. And then you might have one day when you just do straight parsley or just straight watermelon, or the reds, which would be beets, Swiss chard, some other things. In greens, you have the green day with celery and spinach, and so I have different recipes, and what it does is it helps detox your body and get you really cleaned out. because you have to do that every so often. So when I did my colonoscopy, I did the winter solstice fast, and when I went in for it, normally they give you like this medicine to clean out your colon, and I was like, I didn't take it, and they were like, well, your colon is clean anyway, because I drank like maybe 2 sips of that medicine, and it cleaned whatever was left out. So that fast was a really good fast. It kept me super clean, and when I did my pictures, it was beautiful. So one of the things that in my mindset of fast starting, when I was listening to all these different specialists in regards to it, they all said you just got to do it cold turkey. So I know for me, one of my things is fries and the carbs and things like that. So I'm gonna have to really um, buckle down and just go cold turkey. And I think I'm gonna try to do it by uh, going ahead and doing the fast and starting off with the dry fast. I'm not gonna wait for Ramadan. Like I'm not gonna wait for the winter solstice, but doing the dry fast. So now one of the traditions in Islam, which is a science, because they knew it was something, all these religions, all these different spiritual people, they talk about fasting. It's some about fasting that they know it kind of turns up your metabolism, gives you the energy, it cleans you out, it's good for your health. Is they tradition of fasting on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to fast start my fast and to get me focused on being more disciplined about my food addiction to carbs, really, which is also addiction to sugar. Interesting enough. So also one of the things that I was I was I heard I discovered in my day of education today about food addiction is that the timeline is very similar to drugs, alcohol, and any other kind of addiction, where you have to go through a withdrawal process, and some of the uh, things that you go through are very similar. So you'll go through a period of irritability, tiredness, sadness, cravings, which thought was crazy. But they said if you go do a fast for 2 to 5 days, which I find when I do my dry fast during Ramadan, that first week, I say the first 2 to 3 days is the hardest, and after that it's smooth riding the rest of the fast. So they said the first 2 to 5 days will help you get through it. And so I figured let me go ahead and try to do a 5-day fast to get me in the mindset of watching what I eat, go in my refrigerator, clean out what I don't need, tell my older mama stop buying me stuff because she loves to buy me stuff. She's so sweet, but I can't do it, and really focus on my intake. And then the next thing was I also saw a 10-day plan to help break you out of the sugar craving, whether it is artificial sugar, fructose, whatever it is your sugar craving is. Mine is carbs, French fries, right? It was a 10-day plan to help you quit your sugar craving, which I was like, so what you would do is you will replace all sugar. This is so simple. Replace all sugar with food, like whole foods, like asparagus, carrots, this and that, hummus, things that has no sugar in it. Don't drink any calories. Eat them. So leave alone. Leave the health drink, the power drinks, flavor drinks, all the drinks alone, unless it's a green smoothie, something fruits and vegetables that you blend yourself. Don't drink your calories. So simple. only eat uh, no vegetables, no, what it says? Only vegetable juice, like I said, what something you made. Add healthy proteins to every meal, whether that's quinoa if you're a vegetarian, or I guess like skinless, boneless chicken. I don't really know too much about meat. Non-starchy vegetables to add calories to your meal. Only eat good fats, and the main thing, which I'm working on day to day, is managing your stress level. So I was like, I'm going to try to implement this 10-day plan on this 100-pound release that I'm going through. And then the next thing they also said, cut out all gluten and dairy. That's pretty easy, the dairy for me. Gluten's a little hard, but I could, there's a gluten option. You could do seed crackers instead of eating regular crackers. You could do like seed crackers and things like that. And in the store, try to stay. I try to stay away from all processed foods. But even like if you go out and get pizza, you can even get gluten-free pizza. And this is going to be my hardest one, but I'm up for the challenge because of my schedule. And I hear how important it is. Is getting 8 hours. Yeah, I'm sweating up a storm. Sweat is dripping down my back. Is get 8 hours of sleep. I can't see any comments if there are any. Is get 8 hours of sleep or more. So it's time to renew. It's time to get renew. It's time for me to stop playing. Stop playing. Um, Another thing that I was also learned today, which I did not know, and I'm like, today was a day of education for me. So I was like, let me share my education, put it on here, and then I can come back and re-listen to it to myself. So, because this little piece of paper is going to go in the trash. But one of the things that I was saying was to do this for 1 month. To do this for a 1 month. This is my fast start. I think I was sharing with you guys yesterday the story. Just like when you go on cruise control, when you're driving in your car and you're doing 20 miles an hour, you can't go cruise control. You got to get to a certain speed, get to that top speed, and then you can hit cruise control and just kind of glide. The same thing with a plane. A plane can't get off the tar pack unless it gets to a certain speed. They got to get to a certain speed, get into the air, and then it can go on cruise control. And from my understanding, this is how this whole process is going to work. To do this for 1 month, just go hard for 1 month. I already printed out like a schedule with everything to track my sleep, my steps, my exercise. I'm going to try to get a little bit better at documenting my food. I probably just use my TikTok to document for my food. Anything I eat, good or bad, I'll just put it on my TikTok. And to replace everything with whole foods. And this is another thing which I want to get back in the habit of doing is doing, and they said do this every day during this 1 month um, reset, body reset, is to say affirmations daily. Say affirmations daily, like I will lose this weight. I will release this weight into the universe. I am worthy of being healthy. I am strong. I am disciplined. I am, say your affirmation. I am I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am strong, I am in control of my diet, I'm in control of my urges. Just say affirmations, even if it's not what you're doing, what you want to do, say it. So I'm going to start doing a daily affirmation, get up in the morning and say it to myself, just really talk to myself, and to do a daily gratitude list. I'm grateful that I have an excellent doctor who is on me. I'm I am so happy that I am on the road to recovery. I'm so happy that I have my YouTube family to keep me accountable. I'm so happy that this information is coming to me freely. So I'm going to write my gratitude list for everything. I'm so happy that my family is here to support me. And so that's going to be part of this whole 1 month, like, take it off and relief. Man, the mosquitoes and the tourists are getting on my nerve. Let me stop being nice. But one of the things that I also learned was they got this whole thing where one of the doctors that I follow, one of my mentors on YouTube that I follow, and I'll share who they are. I don't think I have her name down, but she was talking about if you have any of these symptoms, which is part of the metabolic syndrome. The metabolic syndrome, I was like, I didn't know. I just was like, for all those people when I was a skinny girl and I was making them feel bad about having issues and addiction, and my mom, who I was so mean to, because I was like, why is she always crying about her weight? I apologize. Karma is a B. Karma is a B, because now I am dealing with all these same things, and I'm like, oh, I get it. And my kids are nasty to me about it. They're like, mommy, like, I got all them skinny girls, but it's called the metabolic syndrome. And in the metabolic syndrome, if you have high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, abdominal fat, which I have all of that, these are symptoms to put you at risk for diabetes. So I am what they call, what they call it, pre-diabetic. So you got to remove all the sugars, remove the processed foods from your diet. I'm gonna have to move soon, you all, because it's getting crowded. And then the last thing, if you're addicted to carbs, they said your body will demand the sugar. So fast daily. So one of the things I'm going to do is fast daily. I'm going to use the Fastic app. And they said to try to do a 24 to 48 hours to get your body into ketosis, to do that once a week. And once your body gets into ketosis, it will just naturally help fight all those diseases, and it will stop you from having all those food cravings, and avoid triggers. So one of the things is, like, if you get up at night and you're a junk food eater, don't buy potato chips and put them in your house. That's just a simple solution. Don't buy stuff that you get up and you'll eat it. So just keep, like, fruits and vegetables. What else they said? Fruits, vegetables, and just simple things. And you think it's so simple, but most people, when they see the potato chips, they want to have the potato chips in their house. But if you're a food addict, you don't need it in your house. Just keep it out. And avoid stuff like food porn, like when you're going on your social media. How some people like to post their food, and if that's a trigger for you, don't go on social media and look at food porn. Don't go into your cookbooks and stare at recipes and things like that. Avoid things that's going to trigger you to go into your food addictive behavior, and to also avoid any kind of temptations, and incorporate B1 types of food, like nutritional yeast. You can put nutritional yeast, like if you pop popcorn, you can put nutritional yeast on your popcorn, and that will give you B1. And I was like, duh, I know this. So put the B1 on it, and also strengthen your immunity. Make sure you're getting lots of eat probiotic foods like kimchi, and keep these things. So these are the things that I'm definitely incorporating. And this is like a no-brainer. For me, I don't really do any of these things, but they also were telling me, don't smoke. I don't smoke, but don't smoke. Decrease alcohol. Don't drink alcohol. Decrease alcohol. Eat a balanced meal. Be careful with supplements, which I was surprised. So they were like, yeah, be careful with your supplements. So make sure you check that if you're on medications, not to eat certain things, but and then to exercise regularly and to sleep. That is my weakness. So the doctors that I was listening to, I have to get the other lady that was on that I was getting all this information. But one of the YouTube channels that I watch that gives me a lot of good information about just all these things about how to fight certain things is Dr. Eric Berg. He's on YouTube. I've been following him for years. He's really good. I just discovered these other three. The sister, I don't have her on here, but is Tom Bilyeu. He interviews Bilyeu, I think Bilyu. He interviewed different people who have great stories about their weight loss journey and the challenge that they've gone through. So Tom Bilyeu, and then A Healthy Alternative. He helps people with their weight loss journey, and then he interviews them and tells, and you can see what they're doing. So these are the people that I am watching to help me through this. And if any of this information resonate with you, if you're watching this replay on YouTube, make sure you give me a like, make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned. And anything that you can help me with that's going to help me with my weight release journey, please put it in the comments because I need all the assistance I can because this is my accountability. I'm about to get back on my walk. It's a beautiful day in DC and I just want to enjoy it. All right, one love, people. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Words on power. I pray that you get to your goal and that you are surrounding yourself with people who are going to be a blessing to you, that you detract anyone who is going to stop you from victory, and I hope all your tests turn into testimony. One love, family. Peace.